get Greg and Ryan down there.
Okay.
We'll have Keith work going first, and then we'll get.
So Greg, Ryan, Keith.
I love how you're sitting around talking to guys, getting ready to play, and as soon as the very first point starts, instantly everyone's super intense. I love that. So interesting that for Heat this year is that every single one, every guy on that team has something interesting that happened to them, whether they just came from another team and they had to deal with all that craziness because it's always so hard to leave teams, or they're hurt. You know, like Dizon had to fight through his ankle injury last year, and Woodley's got his shoulder, and you know, and then all the guys coming over. This is always a pretty crucial time for recollection, but also focusing and trying to get it together. It's gonna be, and that's not easy either, to get everyone working on the same page, and that's a tough thing to do, especially when you got a lot of pressure on you. That's added weight. But you know, these guys have been here, done it before, so on different teams. So it's gonna be an interesting story for Heat this year, for sure. Very interesting. It's got to be kind of cool though to have some of these guys back on the team that you've played with before, and you know, I mean, it's a pretty diverse history as far as you know, your relationship with like Moorhead,
right,
and Tim. What are your thoughts on this year?
I'm super stoked for this season, man. I mean, we got all my favorite friends back. I know, live with these guys, play all with Philly, other teams, Impact, and you know, bring it full circle, bring them back in the team, and you know, it's you know, when you have friends on the team, it's more like a family than anything. So. Feels really good. I'm happy about it.
How hard is it to you know, you guys come out here and practice for a week straight. You know, typically paintball practices for the majority of the world are weekend practices. So you're only beating the crap out of your body for 2 days, where you guys are out here beating each other up.
Oh, it's yeah, 3 days on, 2 days off, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's rough, but you know, I think it's part to our success. What we've been doing out here, just, you know, grinding it out, and you know, 2 days on for just a weekend, you know, sometimes isn't enough. You know, you get one rhythm in, or you're trying to get something going for the first day, and you finally connect with it the third day, and you can't, you know, after that you go home, right? So what we're doing out here 3 days in a row, you kind of find that step, and then you get everyone on the same page, and then, you know, it just snowballs that are there. I think we've set the bar for, you know, how to practice as a professional team now, and just the pace we set, I think it's changing every other team and how they play, and you know, it's been working for us for a while. We're just keep trying to find those little things where, you know, whatever we can do to find the next edge. So I think it's helped a lot.
I'm interested to see how the re-merger, or the reconnection of these Philly guys, you know, Philly Americans, legendary team, won tournaments, and then it was dissolved, and then now this is kind of like a reuniting of those guys. So even with the same coach, you know, Jason Trojan was the coach for Philly Americans as well. So it's, you know, that's a big plus for them. You know, when you have a superstar team, lose a bunch of guys and pick a bunch of dudes up. It's so fundamental to get that, you know, they call it gelling. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to describe it, but that's true. That stuff exists, and the fact that these guys already have history together, like Chad was just saying, it could be big for them this year. We'll see.
They break the game down to the point where it's like it's really like a big like chess game. And that's something I've like never really looked at it as. Like there's reasons for everything on the field. Yeah. I like kind of knew about it, but I didn't realize how in depth it was.
Yeah, and that's like the next level almost, because I mean, you have a reputation as a weapon, as a wild man. You know, you're very aggressive. You get in people's faces. You make things happen out there. You're never scared to push forward. No. But at the same time, there's a whole nother side of the game. Even when you are pushing forward, there's still this intricate chess match that's going on. And I mean, what are your thoughts on that right now?
It's good because it's gonna bring me to the next level, and that's something I've always lacked, and I've known it. But I'm definitely excited to learn more and bring my game to the next level.
Where do you see yourself out there playing positionally? You know, because you've been used up the center, you've been used on the D side predominantly for Vicious, and you did some work out there for them. Do you see yourself playing that same role on Heat, or I mean, what are you thinking? I'm
thinking it'd be like more like a two guy. That's what I think.
To D side? It doesn't matter wherever, I mean, snake side?
The first day he had me on the snake side. I was playing the snake side. I played first in the snake, and then I played the two. But probably more on the D side because that's where I'm more comfortable.
Yeah, you'd be a pretty big one, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
You gotta work on being more gun dominant in those spots. When you're in those big spots like that, you're the cutoff, right? So it's just like, and it's you or him, because as soon as you roll in, right, put you in, he's gonna go. So you just gotta work on being a little more gun dominant. Not to the death, not where it's just like stand out there and get clocked in the face every time. But you know what I mean? Try to work on rolling off and shit a little bit more. So when he gets you in, just kind of roll off and still keep your gun going. So like on this type of field, if you're playing that thing, you gotta shoot 7 and 2 probably every point. So
for sure, guys need to work on
Obviously, things are going. Things have happened, and things are going good. So I mean, the rest is kind of history. You know, things happen pretty quickly. They kind of spiraled. A little avalanche happened, and feeling good.
You really can see that the top tier teams really stacking up for 2014. Have you guys talked about that a little bit, or is it just kind of like let's get our stuff together, and then it doesn't really matter who's at the end of the field? Or
it's all been us. I mean, we've got it. We know with half of a new team, we've got to worry about ourselves right now, and I think that's a thing for any team. Like, just focus on what you guys need to do to get better, and if you can do that, and then the rest will follow. I mean, it shouldn't really matter. To an extent, it matters on the other side of the field. Of course, you want to scout players, but with the amount of experience we have with our younger players and even our more veteran players that have joined the team, I mean, if you can't name every other player in the pro team, the champions team, sorry for challengers guys, then you know you've got an issue. Sorry guys, but it's the truth, right? I mean, and I learned that doing the first webcast with you guys, really paying attention and studying how guys played, and then trying to implement that into like, oh, you did that, it's pretty good. So you learn from scouting and watching the webcast, and
it's much more beneficial for a team when they're practicing to be, you know, very vigilant on what's going wrong, but at the same time incredibly positive, and make it a place where people can make mistakes, because that's really the only way you learn. Be hyper aggressive in practice, and then be able to know where that sweet spot is. And I'm seeing this out here firsthand. And you guys are hyper positive with each other, and that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I'd say it's something at the same time we know that we have to be cautious of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to keep feeding each other BS,
totally.
right? Like, hey, if there's something bad, tell me and get on me, and then at the same time find the positives, because we're gonna get challenged, man. I mean, we're not gonna win every match this year, and I think because a lot of us have played together and we're comfortable with each other off the bat, there's going to be a lot more finger pointing. Like, it's going to get heated, and I can't wait for that, because it's like, hey, remember the first practice?
Yeah.
Just calm down.
When everyone was all just, oh, I love you, buddy, I love you, buddy.
Yeah.
No.
So,
but that's part of the competitive nature. But I do agree. I think positive intensity tempered with realism, I think, is definitely the way to go.
Realism.
Seriously,
that's
you messed up.
That's the word.
You know, I mean, you got to be real with somebody.
As he pushed up into the Dorito, I watched it roll forward, and I was like, oh, here we go. The seas have opened. I'm coming.
Hey, Thomas, did you know you guys shot Ronnie on the go?
Yeah, we call it kill one.
I got your jab! Thank you, jab!
Oh, baby. Nice shot.
Thank you, jab!
Nice shot.
Team like this, everybody's almost a weapon here. So, you know, I know if I need to go blow game open, I am, but I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking just to simply do my job. And I don't know much. This weird thing is, on my team, I know what I'm going to do. On Excessive, I knew what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and I'm going to produce kills, and that's what I'm going to do. Let everything else, let the chips fall. Here, you know, Jason's like, you could play literally anywhere on the field. I mean, any bunker. So, me personally, okay, well, I got to change a little who I am. So I'm really trying to talk the whole time. I'm trying to work on the real part of talking, kids. Listen, because that's the big part of talking.
Yeah, that's the important part.
That's the important part. Yeah.
You can talk all day long, but if you don't actually, communication's a two-way street.
Yeah, and most people don't get a listening part.
Yeah, you're shooting your gun, screaming. No, but and I noticed that as I mean, you've always been a pretty decent communicator, but just there was just a fluidity to kind of looked like what the mental checklist that you were doing out there just seemed a little bit more focused in, a little bit more crisp, and I don't know if that's just because you've been playing for 6 days in a row or what it is, but you're looking good right now.
Thank you,
really
thank
good.
you. Yeah, you know, I don't know if it's even 6 days or, like I said, I'm just trying to go out and play good paintball, do my job, whatever I'm asked of. If I'm asked to be the back guy, I'm like, okay, what's the back guy's job? If I'm asked to be the front guy on either tape, you know, whatever. So it just feels good, dude. You know, it's different. You know, Excessive boys, I love you forever, man. You're my family, like real family. You know, and but I'm building a new family here. And you know, will it ever be the same? I hope I'll have that same kind of feeling. You know, I mean, Rich is like, you know, blood family to me. So that means a lot. You know, but it's different. You need change, and you know, I haven't changed in a long time, so I'm hoping this change is going to help me grow, and I already feel like it is.
Yeah, no mohawk, and I mean, you know.
I'm getting a lot of crap for that. I'm sorry, guys. I got real life to deal with too, you know. So,
no, yeah, of course.
You know, Keith's upset at me too. My boy, 4 years old. He said, "Dad, yeah, I had my suit on. I'm all ready for my firefighting interview. What do you think, Keith?" He goes, "Yeah, see, your haircut's not here. Can you dye it red?" Well, you like everything else, Keith? Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're good. We're good. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, it could be a good year on multiple fronts for you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you that you're playing well. It's good to see you focused and just trying to be hyper competitive as you normally are. How's the body holding up?
Dude, I feel really, really good. You know, I took some time off beating up the joints in the off season. Still worked out every day, you know. And so now I'm gonna hit the cardio a little bit harder. I got to get my cardio up. I'm not ready to go play an X-ball event tomorrow. But the joints and everything, my body's completely healed. I'm not wearing my knee brace anymore. No ankle brace. No braces right now. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
so I
saw you running in the 50 when you guys were just playing hopper ball to close the day out, and looked good. You know, you full speed pretty much, and nice glide in, and didn't look like you were favoring a knee or scared to dive on an elbow or shoulder or anything.
Yeah, I have no complaints right now.
You looked healthy.
Yeah, thank you. I have no complaints right now. The body feels good, you know, and you know, hopefully I'll drop a few more pounds to keep that way for the rest of the season.
Yeah, because you're just fat as hell right now.
Yeah, I know, just completely
let yourself go.
You see it, my triple chin.
And I just did boom, boom. Dead. When they're up against the cage, I like we did this little combo, and it was just 10. So you just start ripping, right? So someone brings them in, and then it's haymaker. Whoa! And you just turn around with the back fist, so the ears just like. Ryan, show me. We had the Tokyo on the 4, and we had a Drago. I'm like, there's no reason for me to go for it.
I killed Ronnie, it was kill 3.
Oh, perfect.
That's what I was saying. So when you killed that guy, it was kill 4, and it was only snake 1.
So I did miss the Ronnie kill then. But I figured
that was closer, yeah. So we got
Tim was right next to me, so I thought maybe he'd see that.
You heard the kill out of the 3, right?
Yep.
Oh, nice shot. Nice shot.
Hey, kill 2.
I shoot you? God damn it. Nope. Shit. Sorry for shooting after. No worries. Missed my shot on Nick. Missed my shot on that.
But then eventually, if you want to start making the big moves happen, you need that guy's help. Got it. Start getting that guy working together. Right.
First off, I want to ask you, how's your ankle doing?
Ankle's doing great.
Is it? I know you already got through that, but I just, you know, with ankle injuries.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm doing a little bit of rehab on it on my own in the gym and stuff. But yeah, it's doing good. I'm in. You know, it's not 100%. Like I don't think it ever will be, like most injuries. But you know, it's good. It's ready to go.
Well, you look really fast out there.
Thank you.
You know, you have a pretty cool success story. You know, coming out of the divisional ranks, getting on heat, and all the early success, and then not only that, but I mean, you know, you weren't getting a ton of playing time as you know, because the way that the lines were run and the stars you had on the team. But I think you handled it, at least from an outside perspective, you handled it really well. And the reps that you got earned you the respect of a lot of guys like me who watch you play every point that you play. But your attacking mentality, and it really seemed like you were able to grasp what you needed to grasp to continue to make yourself a better player. What's that experience been like?
Well, you know what? The first year, you know, obviously I didn't get a lot of playing time. It just, you know, I mean, like it was the rookie year for me. But like, I mean, it's either you're gonna quit and not try your hardest to get on that starting line, or you're gonna keep grinding no matter how long it takes. And I think that's what I did in the 2013 years. Was like, you know, like during the off season from 2012 to 2013, I really was like working hard to try to get, you know, on the field and try to get more playing time and prove that I can, you know, belong in the division. So, you know, it was a learning experience. I mean, I'm still learning, and then, you know, learning from when the Russians were on the team, and now these guys, you know, I'm just like a sponge taking it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give, you know, because there's on every team across the world, there's always those younger guys that want to get more playing time. They're trying to learn. They're trying to fit in with these older guys.
Right.
What advice would you give, having now been through that probably the hardest way you could?
Yeah.
You know, not only playing with such legends, you know, Fedorov and Mishka, I mean, they're legends in the game, but on a team that was winning.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was, you know, kind of birth by fire almost. What advice would you have to give to those guys that are out there trying to grind to earn spots right now as the season approaches?
You know, like they always say, work hard, but I think it's really all mental. You know, I think it's when you see, you know, these players progressing and stuff, I think you really need to just focus on what you need to work on your own, you know, and then just really, I mean, put it to use, you know, like there's something you're not good at, keep working at it, or there's something you're good at, get really good at it, you know. So I think it's just getting beyond that level and working towards what you want. I mean, it's like every dream, you know?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely is an element of both making your weaknesses your strength, but making your strengths stand out so much, because that's why you got picked up.
Exactly.
I mean, you're for fast one, you know, if you're the fast little guy that's super fast and you're playing the one on the snake side, you need to be a specialist at that.
Yeah.
But, you know, like that spoke to Thomas, and he was saying that, you know, he spent so much time basically doing what you're doing, but now over time you evolve these other skills, ability to play the 2, the 3, whatever. It depends on who dies. You never know what's going to happen out there. You know, so it's like diversifying your skill set while continuing to sharpen that one edge that you have that makes you better, and the whole reason you're on the team in the first place.
Exactly. And you know, like, you know, say you're a #1 snake guy on the field. I was talking to Tim earlier, and he's like, you know, if you learn how to play your feet, your career is longer, you know? So, I mean, yes, slowly, you know, I know how to do the front jobs and stuff, but, you know, sometimes in practices and drills, I try to play a back roll, try to, you know, just eventually, you know, one day, I mean, like, when I get old and frail or whatever, you know, like, I want to be able to keep playing. So, you know, it's nice to learn, like, little things from, like, you know, everybody who's on the team, and I don't know, you know.
Damn it, I said watch the wire, Ronnie. The wire, I told Ronnie to watch it so I could go, but I guess he didn't. Because I knew I was going to get pinched up by the 2.
But I didn't have
He wasn't on it for his sake. For your sake, he wasn't on it covering you. He was inside.
Okay.
But you can still shoot it. I mean, if that guy rolls off and just shoots down lane, because you think about it, you're out here squirming around, your legs are like this.
Right.
There's no way you can cover that.
But he barely shot me going back in, so I bet if he had dominance, at least he would have shot that guy shooting me.
I'm good.
So to have them have that aggression, you know, Ryan is phenomenally aggressive. Tim played very aggressive, but he does have that ability to kind of change
that's
it
what
up.
it was. Is their ability to recognize within a single point when to go and when to stop is what we missed out, where ours was go, 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 go.
Yeah.
They had that, okay, we kind of got spots, slow down. Oh, they actually have spots on us, and they could just grind teams out. Teams, like, every time we played them, we had all the spots. They just grind us out, and then we'd look around and be like, what? They're still in the same bunkers. Like, they didn't even, and like, we didn't know what to do about it. And I think that's stuff that they can help us with. And, you know, Ryan loves to go. Tim actually does. He likes to go forward.
He likes to go too, yeah.
And Greg too. So it's like, but they have that ability to turn that switch on and just say, slow it down. Like, let's slow play these guys. And showed like we were not good at it. Look at the first 2 events last year. Field's gridlocked and we just got beaten up.
Yeah.
So I think that's things that once we learn that and they help us, you know, start developing that, we play both sides of the coin, like, makes us really dangerous. I mean, one thing I think people aren't expecting is we are kind of a team of haymakers. We just kind of throw our scud missiles out there
all day long.
We just throw our scud missiles out there. Hopefully we hit something. Yeah. But, you know, I think some of the guys, you know, like Thomas, I don't think people are going to expect the way Thomas was never able to play the game. He was always expected to kind of go out there and just cause some havoc. And, you know, at the same time, he was also kind of trying to lead. Like, now he can just be another soldier in line, actually play a role, play the game. And so I think there's going to be a lot coming from even him that people are not going to expect. So
you guys got a lot of weapons this year.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of weapons, and you can see it out here that the way you guys have already, even just in just a week of practice, already kind of been able to coalesce. And I was talking to Nick earlier about just how positive everybody seems to be, and maybe that's that, you know, fresh virgin experience with everyone all coming together trying to keep it ultra positive. But if you guys can keep that, you know, positive vibe, but at the same time, you know, critical when you need to be, and keep that on that learning level, it could be a really good
I think with our
season
personalities, even on and off the field, or if just hanging out, we all have that personality of like listening, then responding, and kind of taking both sides from each person. So I think it's going to work well on a team of doesn't matter if it's the first event or last event. I think the attitude's going into it and, you know, trying to help each other. I think it should carry through the whole year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. All right.
Hey, Jay. Jay. Come down this. Go. Yeah, that's how I want you guys to work it out.